Oh boy. Well, this chapter of Academia came out, and I'm sure for people that follow me on Twitter, I kind of knew I had something to say about this one. And the fact is that it's really, there's not a lot to talk about here. And people would say, like, and definitely as well, like, I'd like to elaborate, because this was something as well that people mentioned with last week's chapter as well, where it's like, a lot of people kind of came out with the same week, where it's like, man, this is, like, last week was a weak-ass chapter, like, what the fuck, we got toddler shit going on for again. And there was a lot to take out for, like, a lot of the characters' interactions, and a lot of things that was like, you know, we'll probably see this stuff here with Cammy, or we're going to be seeing, like, this stuff with, like, the Gang Orca guy, and, like, a bunch of the training there, and, like, you know, this is going to be teaching the kid, like, a bunch of the kids, like, just how to actually act like heroes and to be models, and we also had, like, a great moment with Endeavor and All Might talking about what it is to truly be a hero. This... I'd like to explain this. Like, I think, like, last week's one was, like I said, I enjoyed it, and there was definitely a lot of bits in there, and it was, but, like, it was, I felt like it was more important what was going on talking with the teachers than it was, like, the actual kids down there. This chapter really just felt like fucking just putting a slow halt on everything. It felt, and it's the worst thing where I feel like it feels like filler. It generally felt like we are having a filler thing. And that's sad, because the actual only time that the series has ever had filler was in the anime, and it was with, like, Frog Girl, and it was, like, Suyu, and it was, like, that was the really good episode. So, even still, like, from what we got to see, where there's, like, a two, like, tiny bits here and there, but honestly, like, it honestly just felt like nothing. And to be fair and all that, still feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm going to talk about a little bits and all that I felt like special, but I generally felt like more than 2/3 of this chapter was just, it could have just been already skimmed out. A lot of it you can take out as comedy as well, as you get to see, like, Bakugo, like, getting his grenade stolen, and he's like, oh, you goddamn piece of shit brat, give me back my grenades, like that. It's like, oh, you look dumb, like that. What are these two flashy things then? You're so dangerous that you left them unfastened, you asshole. And it's like, yeah, no, clearly. And then Cammy's still having the problem as well. It's like, I am too revealing, and, like, you know, I still can't believe she talks like this, but it's just like, I legit have no idea what to do, fam. That's her, like, actual answer. I'm like, oh dear, alright. Alright, millennial, like, this millennial don't know what the fuck did you do, and Bakugo is clearly trying to, like, just break these fuckers down with grenades, so, yeah, fuck knows what to do with this shit, and, like, I felt like this chapter the same way as Bakugo. Let's just get this damn babysitting job over with so we can join in with the train. And you're seeing, like, and this is the thing where it's like, you know, a lot of times, a lot of us just want to see shonen battle action shit, and that's fine just to have that. And sometimes you're in it for the characters, like, you know, and clearly these characters haven't had any, like, real time dedicated onto him since, you know, since the last arc. Like, Todoroki didn't get really anything, same thing with Bakugo, because they were key players in the last arc, like the one before this, and it was like, so yeah, I get that, and we want to see these other guys from the other, like, high school as well, but it's just, you can have better ways of handling the material. You can have, like, and it's like, you have some nice little character interactions from this chapter, but overall it's just like, yeah, you know how it's gonna go. Bakugo's gonna be an idiot, and he's just like, come and fight me, you brats. And, like, you have the same thing where the same asshole kid from the side is just like, yeah, you're a violent asshole. And it's like, it just felt like we're repeating the same motions. And that was kind of the little sad thing about it, where it's like, and we thought it was going somewhere when, like, the Todoroki's rival was like, hey, you know, I too want to be someone, like, a hero, a heat passion. I was like, oh, okay, he's winning this side of them. But then he was just like, but you're on this class and you're taking care of us instead of being with the cool kids. And, like, he's like, well, aren't you just, like, being held back for extra training courses because you're not that good? And he's like, ah, shit. Like, so little bits like that. And overall, everything that I wanted to see was All Might and Endeavor again. It was like, okay, look, and he just says it to him straight. Like, honestly, I have no idea what it means to, like, be a hero and everything. Like, you know, like, what it is, like, to be, like, the symbol of peace that you were going on about. But it's just like, I've ignored the kindness of most people around me and pushed most of them away and all that. That's the chance, like, you know, that I chose. And clearly Endeavor knew, like, about Night Eye. Like, he was like, he knew about what happened to him. And it's like, yeah, it's like your former sidekick, right? And, like, he's talking to him, he's saying, like, full well of the situation that you're in, and like you and I, regardless, are different. You don't need to follow in my footsteps, and you need to become like, you don't have to become the same type of symbol that I aim to become. You are fine in the way you're doing your things, and there's no need to rush it. Like, you just gotta find what works best for you and just push it on from there. Like, clearly, it's the same thing. It's like, you don't need to push your ideals onto your son. Whatever way that he feels comfortable with, like, doing his thing, then let him do that. And he's just like, and clearly when you see him back on there, it's like, look, it's like, oh, let's have a look at Todoroki. And he's like, I'm going to try my way of doing things. It's like, all right. And then he comes in, and then he's just still same boring ass, like, he's too, like, just straight with it. And he's like, look, I'm not this weird shit you're calling me. My name is Todoroki, and this is all my shit. And it's like, all right, calm down, like, man, like, no one gives a shit about your whole thing. And like, generally the chapter ends with like all the kids start going out of control, and it's just like they start using their quirks, and like overall Bakugo and everyone else is like, all right, we'll take it on, you brats, and all that. And it's like, we'll have to show them how truly we heroes are with our quirks. So like, it just, honestly, it felt a lot of stalling. But it's like, then again, you can take this chapter as a comedy chat. And as I said, I don't think it's a bad chapter. I just don't think it's a good one. If anything, this is a 5. This is average, anything like that. I don't really like rate things most of the time, but it's just, that's just how I felt about it. And it's a shame where it's like, you know what, maybe he's like, with this little mini arc, it's like, you're going to get some nice character moments to these, but it felt like he's planning on like the next arc. And clearly as well, from like with the interview, from what we've heard about, where it's like he's already got an idea for like what he wants to do with the final arc, and like, the big finale that he's planning. And it's like, oh shit, is My Hero like already planning on ending? And it's like, My Hero hasn't got that much. I feel like it's a goddamn good ass series, but I don't feel like it doesn't have that longevity like most series. I feel like that's the same thing. Like nowadays and all that, it's like you don't normally drag a lot of things out for like a long ass time, which I'm fine with. Like, if it's just good and it's short, then that's fine. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if it stayed on for, like, 2 years, 3 years, like, fine. Like, I mean, I'm glad, like, it's got a little bit of longevity, but I just don't want it dragged out because Shonen Jump, says so. Like, that's the problem that you get to see with, like, a lot of series that is under that, like, flagship, where it's like they go on for just a long ass time and just the authors burn out. So if like he's got an idea, then let him do it. I'm going to use an example of a show that Disney had that was going to be like dragged out to all fucking hell, and they stopped. There's a fantastic series which I'd really recommend if people have never seen it. Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls was a fantastic 2-season just show. It has amazing characters, great comedy, great little action season in there, and overall just a fantastic series, and they wanted to drag it out. And they were like, no, we only had our story planned for this long. And that's why, whereas like, it feels a little bit weirder when you think of like early Naruto to later Naruto, and it's like, well, why does this fucking feel weird, and why this like bit didn't act out, and then Kaguya and all this shit? Because none of it was fucking planned. He only planned early bits of Naruto, and some of those arcs where it's like, man, that villain was ass, or this part was shit, or this was dragged on, because a lot of them don't know what the fuck, like, they were planning on doing this shit for a while. It's the same thing with like fucking Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail went a lot down fucking hell after a while because he didn't know what to fucking do pretty much after like halfway through the story, and like some arcs were really good, and then we had the final arc which was shit. It's like there's no fucking way of like turning around, and sometimes you can do it. It honestly depends on the fucking author, but it's like, it's just how honestly I feel about it, whereas like if someone told me right now that My Hero Academia would end in 3 years, I'd be like, fine. If it's ending in 2, fine. Like, that's I'm completely fine with that. Like, it's just as long as it just like, if it's the author just doesn't shit on it, it's like, no, I'm done, fuck that. And it's just like, if he generally said, no, I got a good plan for the story right now, and it would make sense if this ends here. And I think a lot of people do want to see like them grown up, and I don't think we're going to see like a time skip, really. I don't think we're going to see that. I think that might be final chapter, seeing them grown up as hero stuff, but it could all change, honestly. Like, I generally feel like that. And honestly, the fact of the matter is, the talking of the future of My Hero Academia is more interesting than the fucking chapter that came out. And that's just fucking honest. Like I said, the chapter is, I feel like saying it's ass is like a fucking bit extreme, but it was boring as fuck. Like, that's just thing. And to be fair, that's normally as bad as for me on there. It's like, generally I read these things to have fun, and they're like, honestly, I got a little chuckle to here there, but it felt like waiting a week and a while for something to happen. It was like, eh. But if the guy's planning something, then I'm fucking fine. I think of it as a hiatus or something for a little bit, where it's like he's planning some shit. But overall, some nice little panels here and there, and just overall, like, again, like, the only bit I really generally cared about was, like, oh, I want to see Cammy's powers. Oh, I guess I'm not going to see that. I want to see, like, you know, some of the other guys and how, like, Todoroki and Bakugo's going to handle it. And it's like, well, just how you fucking expected it. And, of course, All Might and Endeavor. So, overall, yeah, it's fine. Like, that's it. It's just a 5. It's average. Like, it's nothing really, but overall it's like, it does get points down because it's just like, I generally didn't like care for it, but overall it did get me thinking about, like, you know, what much more can we do with the series and all that, and like how far we've got, because clearly, like, we've got a new season coming out, we've got the movie coming out, there's a lot of stuff being put on, like Academia being the new Naruto, but like clearly they've already been talking about the finale and everything and all that the author has, so if it's going to go a longevity, very short longevity for the series, then that's completely fine for me. So let me know what you think in the comments section down below. But that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.